Hey, so I just wanted to record this quick video to maybe help some students as they're trying to finish up this T-chart that is for a grade that I plan on checking Tuesday after Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. So we started this last Thursday, so a day from when I'm actually recording this, which is Friday. Okay, let's focus on the left side. I want to help students who might be like, I don't really know what you meant. I don't exactly know what you wanted me to do. So this T-chart was supposed to be done on the back of this text called The Value of Taking Electives. I gave this out Thursday, okay, and this is what it looks like. I said this author, Ashley Lutz, she writes this whole text or essay, and it's argumentative. This whole thing is about her argument, what she believes about electives. And just to touch base with what we said Thursday concerning her claim, okay, because you're going to need to know that for part of the T-chart. I'm not going to go over that again quite as much here because I went over pretty well in class and we really did it together. But this is our introduction section. She starts with a hook to get us interested. She talks something about, a lot of people don't know what to do when they grow up. And then she mentions how electives could take part in that. And then she gets really specific, and here was her claim, and we annotated it. At the middle and high school levels especially, all right, here we are. At the middle and high school levels especially, electives are crucial, and tells you down here what crucial means, to helping students discover their passions, weed out the subjects they're not that interested in, and get the most out of their time in school. Why take electives? So just like before, we annotated this and we put a star because it's important in this whole text. It's really important detail. And put a C by it just because we're annotating for claim. Like, what's this girl really arguing? This is the answer to that. Everything else supports this statement, this claim. And I made a little note. This is her claim. She also mentions 3 specific ways / reasons that she's going to use in this essay or text, or whatever you want to call it, that will support it. And I just underlined those there. Okay, now we know exactly her side of, the value of electives, what she argues concerning that. She argues that they're crucial. She touches on 3 reasons right here, and she gets more in depth on those in each of these sections, like this one, to develop interests and abilities. This whole section, I would assume, because I'm not going to read it for you, explains how electives are crucial because they help students develop interests and abilities. And she puts tons of them. You're not even expected to read all of this in order to do the T-chart. You don't have to. Back to the T-chart. So I guess I lied a little bit. That part I just showed you, that is what you're going to use to fill in this part. You jot down the lady's claim in your own words. What is she basically claiming? What is her argument like from what you annotated? And then you got to find 2 to 3 reasons or pieces of evidence that support those reasons out of the rest of it that supports her claim. If she claims electives are crucial, all right, what are some reasons she wrote about that support it? And what is some evidence that maybe supports those reasons? How does she prove what she tries to say? All right, next to what I originally actually wanted to talk about. So, if students had did their homework last Monday, this would come really as a breeze. But since 8 out of over 80 attempted it, most students are in the exact same place. Just like we did on the right side for the author of Article 2 and her claim, we're going to do the same thing for the school district's claim out of Article 1 that I gave out to students earlier that week. They're going to jot down what the school district claims on the debate about, the value of electives, should they be cut, or should they be saved? And this article is here. Arlington Heights parents oppose District 25's plan to cut electives. Now, something interesting that I kept trying to stress to the students is this whole text right here is not just a one-sided argument. It's actually an informational text. As you see, it's a news article. It's an investigative report. This lady, Miss Galetta, she looked at an issue going on in a Chicago school district, a part of Chicago, and she showed us in this text both sides. In class, we found out one side of this debate and what one side of it claims. The students were supposed to find the other side. So let me break it down really quickly. Okay, the first things first. We found the claim of the parents, not the school district. Remember, we're looking for the school district. I highlight it blue when I get to that part in this video. I put in yellow what we did in class. The parents' claim about this issue regarding should the school district go through with taking out a bunch of hands-on and electives that were, more closely tied with real life skills. Should they cut those in favor of this computer program that's going to teach some other electives? And the parents argue this. They're not happy about a proposal to cut popular electives like cooking and sewing in favor of a new computer-based program in Arlington Heights District 25. And one the parent said, this goes against everything about what a middle school should be trying to do. We put a star by this just like we did on the other paper and marked it with a C as well. And just made a little note, these two sentences seem to be the parents' claim in the issue. They think the proposal is wrong for middle schoolers. And we went ahead that day and even annotated 2 reasons that support the parents' claim. 2 reasons given in this text that support what the parents were trying to say. They give some specific ways it seems to be wrong for middle schoolers. Here was one of them, and I'm not going to read all of it. Second reason that I found. If you notice down here, this actually wasn't a reason down here, but we had a activity where students had to find evidence that supported one of these reasons with a group, and this could have been one of the ones they used. But this could be used as evidence for this reason. So this evidence could support and prove this reason. But all this that the parents claim on this is not actually what we're looking for really on this T-chart. On the back was the other side of the argument going on in this school, the school situation. Here, I went ahead, knowing students might struggle and seeing that some of them were, to find the claim of the school district. I went ahead and I'm gonna show you here. So I think right here in paragraph 10, this sentence right here kind of hints on the school district's disposition, their claim on the issue going on in this news article. The new program reflects a focus on science, technology, engineering, and math or STEM. All right, I put it's not super strong, but this seems to speak to the district's claim, and that is that the elective swap is appropriate. That's right the opposite of what the parents thought in this text. So in their own words, students would jot down that claim. And I don't really mind if they copy this or put it in their own words. Again, I want them to be prepared and I want them to see how good arguments are made and be able to track arguments and think and evidence and reasons that support. Also this sentence right here. These two right here, first sentences in paragraph 10 and 11, I think those hint to the claim and speak to them. So what I'm going to leave the students to do that will help answer what goes here is I want them to look at this section, paragraphs 12 through 15, and I want them to think about this. What are some reasons or some evidence the district/superintendent, which is like the chief of the school district or speaks for the school district, what do they use in this section right here to back up their claim? Whatever that be, whether it's a reason or whether it's some evidence they could use to back up that the school elective swap is appropriate. Cutting some of these electives and swapping it for a computer program is appropriate. That would be what they put here. I need at least 2 to 3. And then I'm going to check this on Tuesday, and we'll go from there.